Alright, welcome to a special. Now, do you know where we are? It's night. Let's have a little walk around in the night before we enlighten you fully. Lights. This looks strangely familiar. That's dusty old Claydon there. And these sheds. Right, as you probably already guessed, this is Old Ridge, the Farming Sim 17. It's still in beta, and I'm afraid whilst getting ready for this, I found a bug which I was messing about a bit and doing a little bit of work on it, which I told Darren about. Now this is converted from 15 by Darren Cassell. And before everybody shouts up and down, what about OEB as they were, now SOB, they're fully aware, and it's going to be up to Enzo and the rest of the SOB boys whether this is allowed to go ahead. And I was talking about a bug. It's on this fill trigger here. You do that and it's trying to fill anything there and it crashes the game. But we have an answer which we'll just do now, just in case we fancy doing a bit of work. But I'm mainly going to have a drive around today and have a look at it. I will make it daylight before we do. Don't fear you could be driving around in the dark. We put one of these in. No. Just gotta find where I want to be, which is down here somewhere. Anywhere along here will do. That will do nicely. We know a tank. It works for that. It works for the ones in the garden centre, but it just for some reason refuses to work with this one. Right, let's bring it up to daylight. So that's better. I've got Seasons mod. I also got more realistic on here, so anything can happen. Alright, we want a tractor to drive around in. I was going to bring in one of these small boys, but I'm not certain if how they react with more realistic, so I decided to go against. And it looks like on my camera I needed to be even closer, and so I now got the camera very close to me. A bit too close, really. It's a little bit uncomfortable. But we'll have a little drive around and have a look at things. Right, this side of the yard, very similar. This is where the wood chips, beet and potatoes were on the original. Chickens in the same place, but we haven't got the nice little collector now. You remember I used to all collect just where the wheelbarrow is. But that's not available now. There's a lot of things are not in here because they're not available on 17. And Darren readily admits he's not the world's greatest modder, so this was something that he loved, this map on 15, and like a fool he junked all his 15 stuff on 17 coming out. Now here's a wash pad. We will have to buy our own pump, and we can do that now. Why not? I think it's under miscellaneous. I'm never certain about that. Perhaps not. Go on, someone enlighten me. Where is it though? Oh, is it a place? Oh, it's a placeable, isn't it? It should be right at the start of the play. There we are. We'll buy that. I cheated in. I'll give up trying to say magic. I cheated in a whole load of money. And the thing is, we can't quite place that. They have to be placed with just off it because it won't quite go. But that would do. But at least we've got a wash pad there. What I would probably do, and what I will do, I'm going to play this a bit. I might probably dump this and put the placeable Black Sheep Modern wash pad in exactly the same place. I love that piece of kit. Right, the shed here is identical. But I know this map inside out, the 15 one, and even though I still get lost. Now there was a shed here, but that's gone. It's opened up quite nicely. This is more how BP has his. He has this area all open. This is the one I just placed. Alright, let's go back get the tractor. So I'm using more realistic. Also, I don't know. As you see, I've got the gearbox on, mod on, and I'm just going to knock that down to simple. I said, I'm a simple soul. Just make it easier for me. Well, we'll just go to most of the places we know and love from 15. Here there was on the original there was a big bunker here. But it was, if anything, overdone with bunkers, and I'm not certain this is an auto. Doesn't look like it. No, it isn't. It's a manual. It has chopped straw on, and I got a bit too close there. Did anybody notice it? Now, this is something that BP had done all the gates on. I have never bothered. Basically, because it means messing about with GE. Hell, I'm getting more used to GE now. I will close the gate behind me. Should really put that on auto hold, or at least put the brake on. There we come. Let's just move back out the way. I like these gates. I don't know if these are the Dorset ones, but they are very nice gates. They work beautifully. Right, we'll have a look round this side. I don't know how long this video is going to take. It's going to take as long as it takes, basically. I'm not going to rush things. Right, here we have Chad's Emporium. It's identical. And so it should be, because this is as a homage to Old Ridge 15. The trees, if anything, are sort of overgrown a bit in the few years since 15 come out. But as you can see, this is the same as the original. Nothing much to see here. But for someone who is not an actual modder, who liked the map so much, as you know, that myself and BP are still playing this map on 15. And before anybody asks a question, I doubt if I will transfer the storyline over to the 17th version. Basically because it means too much work, and frankly I haven't the time at the moment to do it. Alright, the BGA. Just got a single pit now, but that's fine. Who wants two pits as an auto hold? And it's cut down a bit round here, but it should make it easier to get in and out. It was always a bit of a swine to get that back one, the back tank. But see, it's got a good mixture of 17 stuff that looks right, and there we go. This is nice, over the top. Very well done. Very well done indeed, right. You notice the athletic system of them, and those who might have heard that I've got a leg infection, looks like it's gone again now, so I should be back to fighting fit. I'll be ready to take on a marathon or two, or as they're now called, Snickers. A little joke for those in Britain who remember the marathon, the Snickers bar when that's marathon. It's got the modern grinder in, and it's got the display on. There's 3 pits now, and I'm not certain what size they are. I haven't even tried the pits. I'm not a great lover of this 17 way of doing silage, I have to admit. Now, so I'm playing full realistic, so if I go too fast I can turn the tractor over. And on practicing was more realistic. I've already managed to turn the tractor trailer loaded with grain over. Well, I would, wouldn't I? Now we've got 1 or 2 extras here. This is extra over the road here. This I think is the dairy. It's suggested that you use stock milk sales and deliver it yourself, but I'm going to have a problem with that because the Maru Cot Universal system doesn't work too well. It's more realistic, is what I can understand from the posts on FSUK about it, where it's all the discussion about more realistic is. This is Meadow Foods. We'll go this way. Oh, you see there, it's a dairy. And down here, this is the farm shop. Looks very similar. Looks like home. This is, let's say, this is an excellent piece of work. I'm very happy that Darren has allowed me to have this early to play around with. And I shall certainly be playing, and I hope to make some videos on it. I'm toying with an idea of using this interspersed with the 15 15 Aldridge. Really, let's go and have a look at the sheep, shall we? We'll do these bits out this way first. Now, of course, there's no lambs on 17. As far as I know, no one's come out with the breeding huts as yet. Just having a drink. But as you know, with the breeding of the animals anyway, it's going to be less likely there's going to be a need for it. We're going the other way. But you've got your normal sheep field. There we are. I'm not going to just stick in there, but I will have to drive inside the cab. You know how bad my driving is. At the best of times. We'll stop here. Put the brake on, come out. Well, the sheep look very similar. Your feeding trough is here. Your water is over there. It's going to be easy to get to the water. It always was a beggar to get to the water on the original. It still is actually, because I'm still trying to do it. This is where the pallets arrive. The shed which was there for anything. Now we've still got the rearing shed here, but it's empty. It's not being used. It can't be used. But now it makes a nice throb out this. Because you remember these doors were auto. Not anymore. They won't open. And this is the only one of the rearing huts you can still get into. I believe. I haven't tried both the beef ones. I tried one of the beef ones. You just can't get to there either. Which again is fair enough. There's going to be changes, and over here is where the water goes. Now, say this is going to be a lot easier to fill because you can come in there and turn around, back and in with that tree in the way. And actually, the gate, if I remember right, on 15 was standing more here than where it is. And there, I might be wrong there. Just the impression I always got. This old shed, still the same. Can you still climb up the ladder? Oh yes. Horses. Oh yeah. Done. Oh, this is excellent. Oh, this is excellent. I can't actually get in there. But could I fiddle around enough? But certainly you don't want me to be fiddling around trying to get in there. Because over back here is where I have these fermented silage silo. Field numbers are different. This was 21 we're just coming into. Hedges are still no collisions on them. Gates and gate posts have collisions. Be warned. This was number 21. But I know as he dumped all his 15 stuff, he didn't have anything to buy. I let him have the maps of Aldridge so he could copy the field shapes as best he can. We'll just have a quick look at that. Actually, we'd be better off coming up on this one because I can point out. Field shapes are slightly different, but 12 is as close as you can get. Where are we? Up here. This was a lot more jagged this side. This was 19. This was 20 if I remember right. Home fields are still there. You start with a lot more fields. home fields naturally 10, 13, 12, 9, 21, 5, 20, 17, 25. In fact, when I'm going to be playing on it, I'm going to refer these two back to NPC use and take one instead, but I shall keep the rest. When you started originally, you had these two, this one, and here. Well, these two here. Home fields, and this one, if I remember correctly. It was a long time ago. As you can see, most of the cell points are still there. Right, I think that's the sheep taken care of. Very nice job indeed. Better have a look at the hotel, I suppose. Now to run more realistic, I have got very few mods and a lot of things I had to dump. One thing I had to dump was a better fill mod. Even the early one was affecting the fill usage. I was only using a litre and a half. Not quite realistic. We know, as you can see, I've got the HUD up for the gearbox mod just so you can see what the usage is. It's gentle cruise and we're at 7-8. And here we have our ladyship's riding stables. We'll have a look at those. More horses about than there was in the original. Static models, but they're there. And I think this is where you can sell grass there. I think you can sell hay and straw in here. There's no actual straw destroyer on the farm itself. That's gone. It's just an ordinary, I didn't get my little map up. That's just an ordinary a barn now, or vehicle storage now. Which I think is probably more realistic. You wouldn't have that on the farm. And in fact, I meant to go the other way. I'm just going to turn around again. Turn around on this field. All the fields are normally cropped at the start, but because I've got seasons on, it's referred everything back to bare state. I'm actually going to go someplace I've very rarely been to on 15. It's a hotel. If I remember right, it's up this way somewhere. I've hardly been to the hotel. Never been up there. There's a lot of little Easter eggs in here too. There's one. Enzo's house. As you'd expect, Enzo has got a big house. No, I better not stay around there too long before he sees me and threatens me with a gun. I think I might have gone the wrong way going to the hotel. Oh no, we're coming up to it. It's camping site. May have been in the original, I can't remember it. I honestly cannot remember. I've hardly ever been up this side. And I've got a feeling that the hotel was roughly where Enzo's house is on the original. But it's got the same feel. It's comfortable to be on. I don't know what it is about. There were 3 maps on 15 which really I loved playing. The first to arrive was Westbridge Forest by my old mate Johnny V. I joke and take the juice out of Johnny. It's something terrible, and he does the same back. But he's a fine modern. Westbridge Forest was up with the best. It was the best of the Westbridge Hills versions, and that's the tip for the hotel. As you can see, it's all there. It doesn't look like very busy. It's where Crawford Browns drink, not for the likes of us. Now we make our way back to the village and have a look around the village and then go down to other bits and pieces. Now I hope this comes out. I hope Enzo agrees, because not just because it's a labour of love by a long time subscriber to my channel, but that's nothing to do with it. It's because it's such a wonderfully done job. I think Darren will agree. He wouldn't have done this from scratch. He had to have something to go on, and this is one of the best maps to do that. No, I was talking about my favourite maps. Next, the West British Forest, one other, and that's another British map, are my joint favourites, joint second favourites, and the other one is Blickling by Old Boar. I love Blickling, and I'm playing Blickling 17, and I got friendly with Old Boar now. In fact, I've done the testing for him, so it's my fault when you find bugs on there, and you will. It's almost inevitable. Although saying that, I don't think anybody ever found a bug on Old Ridge 15. I have never found one. I've found things I didn't like about it, but that's not a bug. It's things that I don't like, and same as BP, we put them right, we put them how we want it. And here's the garden centre. Garden centre looks almost identical. You know, there's washings out there. We should drive in. Here's another straw destroyer, which makes more sense to be up here. You've got more cell points here now. Slurry coming up ahead of us. There's the buy point for the fertiliser. Seed, which are in roughly the same place I went before. This is fresh too. Manure cell point. Brilliant. And there's a lot of little touches like this old truck here, and you should see that with the snow pools. Hold on, I'm just gonna make it snow. I'm gonna get rid of it before I carry on to drive around, but yeah, that's okay. Just add some snow to it. Now, it doesn't have a lot of pictures. This is all to do with seasons. I spent several hours putting the snow mask on for this. It's a lot, and it's still gaining levels. I don't know how many more it's got to go. I think we're almost there now. But I think this is it. About half a metre of snow. The snow mask, all it's done is I've masked off the roads don't have snow on, but everything else does. And we get rid of that again, because we don't want to be driving around with that. By the way, when seasons come out, you won't have this page, as far as I know. This is on here for testing purposes only. Come on, clear. Oh, that's better. That's cleared them. Let's get rid of them. And of course, it does take a hit on the systems when you're doing things like that. It has to calculate everything. But as you look, I had the frame rate going all the time we've been doing this. IC Bacon. It's the little bits of humour too in this, which carried on from what OEB as they were then. Yeah, this is your animal cell point. Not even certain that's the buy point as well. I haven't checked on it, you know. I haven't found out where the buy point is, but let's just find out. Don't take a moment. And we've got all day. I'm doing this on Friday. As you all know, I'm retired. I've told you. Yes. There we are. Buy and sell point. Good, I'm glad I found it. I expect I'd be playing around wondering where the hell it was. The Pratt's poultry food sign up there still. Where should we go now? We'll go along the high street next. This, as I say, it's going to be a long one. The church, it looks like it's the same church. Just look good. Look good in 15. Looks good in 17. The typical buildings along here. The workers' cottages. Well, not cottages, but terraces. Have a quick drink. There's your food again. Your feels. The little supermarket, your sub post office where you sell your eggs. Oh man, we got the bus shelter which I keep knocking over regularly. The pub, quaffing. Another sell point. It's all so well done. Sorry if I'm gushing, but I do really like what he's done there. The cottages where Kylie and Co live. There's something up here. There's that over the other side, I think. I'm not certain. You have to forgive me. I spent more time trying to break it than I have anything else, so it means that I haven't actually been looking close enough at the other bits of where everything is. Now, what have we got down here? Ah, no, this is fresh. And there's a few Easter eggs about. Just put the bright on. We'll look at those later. This is the Aldridge General Store, established 1752. Hey, look at it. They're not doing the bad. God, I want to wash that. Oh dear, that is terrible. As you can see, it's basically Darren's store moved over here. And that takes stuff and all. I'm not certain what that takes. Let's have a quick look. General store. There we are, Oldfield. Cause this is Oldfields. David. This garden centre and the general store. That's at the market. That's wool there. I forget where the wool place is. There's two, no, you know what's here? We've got two places to sell wool. Now that's unusual. And they're paying different rates, which is excellent. The Aldridge Market. Now it might be here actually, because I can't see anything else it could be. The garden centre, as you can see, it sells. You can destroy your bales here, but you're not going to get anything for them. Good, I say. You don't really want to. You shouldn't do. This must be the Aldridge Market, where you can sell odds and ends too. But the thing I want to show you all here is a little bit of humour. Bipolar Prophets now says cheerio, and vote Mike Bennyhill for Parish Council President. Leave the brown on the ground. I love that. He was going to take him out, but I think I persuaded him to leave him in. How have I been doing? I'm sorry, I'm just looking over to see how long we've been. I've got plenty of time yet. Only been going half an hour. This is my first book, and we've still got a lot to see. Right, let's drive. Let's go down. Right. Good job there's no collision on there. I just realised it's going to go the wrong way. A lot of the fields are slightly different. There's a lot of small fields. I think it's more than there was originally. And there's a lot of grass, as Darren will tell you. He spent a long time. Got it home now, I can't see it. She spent a long time painting the grass in. That's how I have tested this out on, well, it's the third version I've seen. Signs are all there, and the signs are the same as they were on 15. To wit, you just drive through them. That actually makes sense on something like this. There's something around that way, but we'll have a look at that in a little while. As you can tell, I haven't really decided how we're going to attack with Charles's old house. We'll stay here and we'll walk around. No one at home. Well, mind you, Charles don't live there anymore. There was a wall across here, and I think it looks better opened out. This is where the water tank and it stands. The pump is in that part on 15, and it's actually done what I did, and he's got rid of the pallets in here, so seed and that. There we are. SOB was here, and these are the your storage points, your feed storage points. That's your pickup side, and there's your tip side, and he's actually got cleaned this right out behind us, so you can actually drive around now. That saved me so much. The time it takes me to back in there. And there's your, which one's it? That's your potato cell. Oh, store point. Oh, the way here should be your beet store point. And look at that, doesn't that? So it's Aldridge 15 with a few improvements. I'm gonna probably get the goat from Enzo and Co. But there's things that want the Powerball on 15 he's put in, and things which were a Powerball on 15 he's had to do away with. But he's done away with them without you really noticing too much. Let's say here with those two extra bunkers, silage bunkers, which I've done away with, and so Darren made good use of them, which is more than I have on 15. I really must get round to doing something with them. Oh, I just got visited by Alice, who leapt right on the keyboard. Hence, we've suddenly gone backwards. Right, now the pig facility is still here. Hello, Alice. She wants a fuss now. Now, I bet this opens outwards, so I'm going to back well away. Out of the way, girl. No, sod's law says that one goes inwards. No, because I've still got it reversed, and a forwardly direction there to quote Disco. This is a pig facility. No, instead, as everybody does the little pig pens, he's put one big cover in the centre. Your muck's here, and your slurry is here. Feeding points of here, that's food. I think over this side we've gone past, that's the water. I think a good use of this, because you didn't have this opportunity of course in 15, the only way you could do it is have a rear end shed in. And over the road, well, I'm just going to shut these gates up. I was brought up in the country. I was been drummed into me to always shut gates. There's no traffic on the map, as there wasn't on 15, and frankly if I had been able to take that out anyway. Not the world's greatest lover. No, a lot of traffic. Now here we have the old beef rearing facility. It's now for sale, it's land for sale. When he's done what I did here, he's opened this side up to put an entrance in there, which is a good idea, I reckon. Well, it has to be, I decided to do it. But all the old sheds are here. Everything's here still. Not working, but it's here. Even down to still having... Listen, and it still works. Well, at least I'm getting a trigger from it. Whoa. Because the mixer's gone. Oh, this one is open. No, I haven't been around this side before. That's my story anyway, I'm sticking to it. No, we've got to go back up the other way to get to the sawmill and the heating plant. So this way, then we just got to go round another way to find everything else. The car and the rail send-off point, the transport company. Oh, I ain't got this over there, so I can't see. That's the edge of the map there. I haven't tried the rail out. I'm assuming it's exactly the same on 15. You put something in there, send it away, and away it goes. And here we have this logging areas for you. Oh, and those meadows up high, and the logging area up at the top of the... There's almost a mountain for us in Norfolk. Are still there. I'm not going to drive up there because it's such a pain to get there. This is a biogas heating plant, which I don't know why I would know. So you have a full set of everything you need. Still got these 20-mile-an-hour limits on the bridges. Ah, this is the what I turned into Crawford Brown's house, but this is actually the logging place. And we have a quick walk around here. Now we have one of, I think it's another one of my roads, I'm not certain. But this is the board maker of the... Yeah, this is a board cutter one. So you basically put your wood in one end, put some fuel in it, and you get your pallets of boards out or planks out this end. Chips go in here. I'm never certain. I think this one might be the one that uses wood chips to fuel it. I'm not certain. I hardly use this. I don't do logging, so I never use them. I can't be too much help there, but this is where your wood go, your trunks go. And over the way there you can see you got your crane. I don't think you could actually use that there to get rid of them, but I think the place the other side of the old original building, there's still your sell point if you just want to back them into the mill pond. Yeah, here. Alright, I think we can go back down the way we're just going to get this last through. And what's the bet I go the wrong way now? We could actually cut across a bit, I suppose, but we go there, go the roadway. Let's break the law. I don't know what more realistic will do when I take off. Ah, actually they've got the spring right so you actually keep to the ground. You think about it, you need fair speed for was it be about a 4 or 5 ton lump of metal to take off. It would be possible if you went fast enough, but it's not like a ton car. Right, I think we're getting somewhere near the end of this thing. This is only a drive-through to show you what's here. Over there, that's all the old beef facility. Yeah, another slurp of my Pims. There we live well. We live well in Norfolk. And here is the rail depot. It looks the same as it was originally this side. The grind. Tip point is just ahead of us. Not certain if there's I haven't noticed if there's a trigger to set the trains off or not. I noticed one. It was about here. I can't see one, but they may be auto send. But I always seemed a bit cheating actually. You've got so much extra to send them by train. I don't think there's a big part of 17. The other side of this is log cell. But your logs on the train. No, I won't bother to look at it. No! The old transport company, which became in my storyline is Broom's seed merchants, long established, but over 200 years in the business. Not a lot to see. It looks exactly the same as the 15. A lot of it does, and it should do. He spent a long time. We'll come up to the dairy next. Now let's see what happens this time we hit this bridge. I'll try and hit it dead centre. A bit more realistic, as I say, you can turn things over, and we may do that if I'm not careful. And we're doing a steady 26, and no, we just follow it spot on. That looks the same. Yeah. Feed and trough there. And he's done what I have done on and BP. He's put a trigger here to pick the milk up. Straw in here, but he's also done what Anya's point to drop of animals. He's also done what BP has done. He's put gates in the end here, and he's made us a lot wider. I don't know if it's quite wide enough to be able to. Yeah, it's made it wide enough, I think, to turn around in here. It's going to be easier to get in and out of. Your straw and some of your food goes in there. You've got your muck point slurry there, storage over here, and of course your bunker. I think it's a more sensible amount of bunkers now. I've frankly only ever used one bunker on the farm. That's all I had to use so far. I might have used more for this season. I think we've now come to the last major bits. I'm trying to drive one-handed, not a good idea. So we've done several things here. This is a Descartes. Very similar thing, and I should imagine this used to be one of the. Oh, this used to be the wall cell point. Next one on, yep, this is wall cell point again. There's a lot I haven't actually explored. Your main cell point, your main tip point, these are the big boys in the business. As you can see, they've got massive. and it looks so similar to the ones that BP and myself are playing on. And in case you're not altogether familiar with BP, is the Bipolar Prophet, good mate of mine, and we're running this, what we call this single player multiplayer game. It's role playing, but we're playing on separate maps, and each map has got its own little way. We're both old it slightly differently to suit ourselves and for our ability to alter maps. BP's been slightly superior to mine, but I have to say mine don't stutter quite as bad, or hasn't had the real bad attack of the yips. Just so I tell you that this was where the dairy was, and here we are. Yeah, it looks like it's still here. Yep, it's dairy. So two places to sell. You got, and I like that. I like the fact that there is slightly more places to sell now. Some maps, like Blickling, I'm happy there's only one or two places to sell, but I always thought that this one needed more. And this is where I was selling the milk until I put the placeable supermarket in on 15. I have to keep pulling it back to 15 because that's the one I know only too well. And up the top there, you can still get the top, and you can still do a BP and bounce the bars off. Now this was the old OEB sell point. It's now been rebranded. I don't know if it is going to stay, but there we are, Merm and Grind. I'm famous. My God, I've got a rundown looking place here. I think we're almost at the end of this. I'm going to have to get a screenshot, and I think I'm going to take this one as my screenshot. Alright, now then. OH. OL. Just turn that off for a moment. Got it. OH. OM. And turn. If you've been watching the frame rate, you'll see it's running very nicely indeed. Hardly any drop at all. Remember, I'm running a lot of recording equipment on this. Head tracking as well. It all takes it out of it. Well, we make our way back to the farm, and that will conclude our tour. I have probably missed out a few places, but I don't think I missed many out. Still the cart there, that's the other side of the milk sell point. I'm hoping that Darren gets a go ahead for this, because the amount of work he's put in it, you can see the amount of work's gone in here. Okay, the trees might be a bit of a pain, but if you remember, there's more trees over the road in 15 than there is now in my version, because I spent a lot of time taking branches off them. And I'd do the same on this. It would be something that a farmer would do anyway. He would go around, like this one here, you would probably take the branch off there. And talk to the devil, I just get a notification that Bipolar Prophet is playing a Euro truck. Right, with that I want to say thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please consider leaving a like. If you're not a subscriber, how about subscribing? Just, go on, be a devil. Go on, you know you want to. Right, is that pleading enough? I will be doing a few more on this map. In fact, I'm using this as a background, and I'm going to do some work on the fields tomorrow, which will be Saturday. You'll see this for you. It'll be today, actually, because you'll see this today. Back this in there. Oh, I haven't gone through what equipment you start with. Perhaps I should just do that. So let's open this up. The stair, which as you know is one I always use, and this is the big one. Well, I say big, it's 114 brake horse. Massive for the front loader work. Both front loader enabled. The JCB 3000. Lovely. Can't be beat with JCB. Front loader with bucket. Massive Activa 7347S. Combined with both maize and corn header. And yes, I am right to the Americans. To us, wheat and barley are corn. What you call corn, we call maize. It's just the way things are. Header trailer, which I love and detest. Nice little farm tech trailer. It's a 14. That would be big enough for a start off. Not so certain about this. I think there's others I'd rather have than this particular cultivator, but that's a matter of opinion. These I'm still using on Aldridge 15. The coons are actually going to come out of. I'm just going to back off out of this because it begins up. That's better. Won't be bounced about quite so much now. So we got up to the coon plough, Amazon seeder for, well, that's a planter rather than a seeder. Great planes for your seed. Lizard fertilizer. That's a breadole. It should be a breadole. Also, something gone slightly wrong there. Polygon offset mower and a front mower. Nice little windrower. Not big, but it's big enough for what you want here. 9.3 is plenty big enough. Partner Euroboss. It's good. I like that. I use it. Still use that a lot on a lot of my maps, even the 17 maps. The roll belt, baler, lizard pickup rodeo, and the rest of it. That I've just added this, and you got the coon tedder. So a good set of equipment. So ignore that and that. Everything else comes on the map. And we're just hoping it will get released anyway. So I've already pleaded with you to subscribe, so I'm now going to ask if you have any comments, questions, queries, information, or anything else, please feel free to post them. One quick thought, if you downloaded Seasons Master from anywhere, delete it out of your folder. It's incomplete beta code, and it could and will actually ruin save games. And if you manage to fix it and keep it going, when Seasons is released, you will have to start afresh because it will not tie in with Seasons. They don't know, because of this, they have to alter things around. Just a friendly warning. I don't expect any of my subscribers to pinch that. Mind you, some are not. You're not to know, but it has not been released. It will be released on Mod Hub only. I have that from Realismus themselves. They have told us that that's where it's going to be released. So please do not download it from anywhere else. You'll hear from myself, Grizzly Bear Sims, Landy Kid, Rainbow Dave, any of the others who are officially testing it or promoting it when it's released. And with that final warning, we're done about just under an hour. Oh, it's a long one tonight. There's a joke there, but I better not say it. I'll lose my U certificate. So it's Mehmet saying cheerio for now. Cheerio, and thanks for watching. Bye all.